Hello, and thanks for taking a look at the Bodog Poker review provided by thepokerfish.com. Today we are going to be reviewing Bodog Poker. Right now we're in the downloaded lobby of Bodog, and you can see the different ring games that they have available right now, as well as some of the promotions they are running at the moment along the left-hand side. Bodog is known, or best known, for their sports betting and even their casino that they offer, but they do have poker, a poker room that's been growing steadily over the past few years, and they've made a lot of additions and upgrades to it over the past few years. So it's definitely a room that's getting bigger, particularly amongst U.S. players. They are open to U.S. players as well as players overseas. They've been one of the few sites that have stuck around in the U.S. market and have really uh, grown their U.S. player base. So it's one of the most popular sites in the United States. So right now we are in the ring game section. You can see that they offer Hold'em, Omaha, and then some stud games as well. With Hold'em, of course, being the most popular, as it is on most sites, and then Omaha as well, with the high-low and the standard high offerings. But we'll go back to Hold'em, and you can see that the games start at 2 cent, 5 cent, and they don't run up too high. Actually, they only go up to 30-60. So it's not a site aimed at high stakes players. It's more mid stakes, low stakes players that you're going to find on Bodog. But one of the best parts about Bodog is partially uh, created due to the sports betting and casino aspect of Bodog. Since Bodog is primarily a sports book, there are a lot of sports bettors. When those sports bettors lose, or when those sports bettors just want to play some poker, they just head over to the poker aspect of Bodog. This is great for the players since a lot of the sports bettors don't really know what they are doing in poker, or they don't have a good clue what they are doing. So they blow a lot of money, and that's one of the reasons that Bodog is so easy to beat. It's been that way for a few years. Bodog's been one of the easier sites online, one of the softest sites on the internet when it comes to poker. So we're gonna open up a few tables here in a second after we run through the different other games that Bodog has available. I'm gonna hop over to the tournaments right now, or actually we'll do the sit and goes first. You can see the binds start off very low, the player points all the way up to, we'll see what they top out at, $220 to play money games below that. But the sit and goes go all the way up to $220 and start off at free rolls or with player points. So they have a lot to offer in terms of binds, but again, nothing too high stakes. It's aimed at the mid stakes, low stakes players. You can see that there's some heads up games running right now. We're not really at peak hours, so you could expect more players than are on right now at a normal time. But so those are the different games available. Beginner tournaments are actually very popular on Bodog, where they offer higher, or the payouts are spread out to a few more players than your standard top 30% or top 20% of players. So the aim of the beginner sit and go tournaments is that everyone gets their money back or recoups some of their losses, as opposed to just playing for the top 20 or 30%. You can see the turbos as well. Those are pretty standard on pretty much every site. Different sit and goes that are available. So they do have some variety. Multi-dimensional games that are available in sit and go area on Bodog. We're gonna head over to the tournament section. You can see what they have to offer here. We'll filter by binds and see that they start off at free rolls and just $1, so they're fit for any bankroll. And once again, just as was the case with the cash games and the sit and goes, the tournaments don't get too high in terms of buy-ins. They have a $100,000 guarantee. You can see a bunch of different satellites. Those would be for main event entries to the World Series of Poker this year. But uh, a lot of 10,000, 5,000. You can see $6,000 tournaments. That would be again the aim of Bodog. So if you're a mid stakes player, small stakes player, Bodog is certainly one of the best sites you're going to find. They really aim to please a small stakes, mid stakes player. They don't offer anything too high stakes. You can see the highest buy-in is just $150, and that's for a $100,000 tournament. So they do have some larger tournaments on occasion. This one right here being $100,000, but they don't have too many that are going to be that large. 2,000, 4,000, up to 10,000 is pretty standard for the guaranteed prize pools on the tournaments or for the tournaments at Bodog. I'm gonna head over to back to the cash games. Open up a table so you can see what they look like. Bodog, you can play up to 4 tables at one time. We're gonna open up let's do a 6 max $1, $2 game. So here's the tables. You can see what they look like. As I said, you can play up to 4 tables at one time, so you are able to multi-table on Bodog. That's something they've been working on, and they might potentially allow players to add even more tables at a time, but for now it's 4 tables at a time. You can choose your own avatar. As you can see, the players have at this table, except for the few with just a standard chip listed as their avatar. But beyond that, it's really a pretty basic layout where your action is just indicated by the spotlight that you see on the player right now acting to the left, and then stack sizes and player ID. Nothing too fancy, nothing too out of the ordinary. It's very easy to adjust to software. It's very smooth software. Bodog's definitely one of the most trusted sites, particularly amongst U.S. players. Since U.S. players don't have a whole lot of options to choose from, Bodog is definitely one of the best available. So we're going to see this hand. We'll see this hand play out. If it folds, alright, so we got one call. So if we head to a flop, we'll see one hand play out so you can see how the software works, get a quick feel for it. And as I said, you can see it's quite smooth. There's nothing too flashy about it, nothing too out of the ordinary, nothing that you really have to get used to, or that's going to be a big change from any other site you might be playing on. So we're just going to watch this one hand play out. We're heading to the turn. There's a check call on the flop, and just so you can get a feel for how the software is working as the hand plays out. So that's the end of that hand. You saw how it worked. It's, again, very basic, very easy to use, but very appealing at the same time. So close this out. You saw some of the promotions on the left side. They definitely do run a lot of promotions, be it the $100,000 weekly tournament, or you can see double your points. That would be player points on Bodog, or whether you want to go to the casino and sports betting after you get done playing poker. Bodog really has a lot to offer, particularly for the U.S. player. So if you're interested in Bodog, you can get more information at thepokerfish.com. And thanks for taking a look at the Bodog Poker Review.